I'll break.
You break.
And I'll break the ice on the podcast.
Break the ice in the pie. Yeah, welcome back. It's been a while since the last
It's been
one.
a long time. Was the last time?
Last time was the revolving restaurant.
Revolving restaurant. Well, we're back in the pool table. Pool table this time, not snooker.
Yeah.
Snooker defeated us.
Audio quality is a bit better.
Oh yeah, what happened last time?
There was too much noise, according to Graham.
Yeah, true. Sorry, Graham. Yeah, I like to do my first shot with an angle here.
Need to update on your love life now, since the last time we spoke.
Oh yeah. Well. Oh. Yeah, we always. It seems to be the tradition now. Well. Yeah. So, the love life. It's a long story, isn't it? But when isn't a love life a long story? So I'm currently a single man once again. I think last time we talked, I had just acquired a girlfriend, but
Yep.
a particular endeavour has ended.
Ceased operations.
Ceased operations. And now I am. Oh yeah, well, we were saying earlier today. It's an uncannily. Is that a word?
Uncannily, yeah.
It's a very, very similar situation to when I was last in Albury. Because I went on a first date last week, and now I'm kind of.
Now you're back.
Now the second date has been approved. Just the time isn't kind of secured in yet.
Yeah.
But this is exactly the same situation that we're in when I was last in Albury, in this very room.
That's right.
And that didn't work out, so I don't know.
So this might not work out then. We hope not.
Well,
we hope not.
We'll see. Well, we hope not. But do you hope it doesn't work out?
No, I'm saying I hope it does work out.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see.
So when was that? When did I last see what? When did we go to that revolving restaurant?
That would have been,
Is that March?
yeah, late March.
That's like 5 months ago.
That's,
four-
that's
4
incredible.
4 months
Oh,
since
what's
I
happened,
last
'cause-
saw you.
Because I've been in Europe, and
Yep.
I have to talk to the listeners about Europe, don't I?
Yeah, so you went on hey, I got 2 shots. Okay, tell our listeners why you went to Europe.
Why? Well, I went to play organs and meet organists, pretty much.
Yeah.
The main thing was the Alkmaar Organ Academy. So Alkmaar, if you don't know, it's in the Netherlands, and it is home to many very well-known, very important historical organs, including 2 incredible instruments in the Lawrence Kirk in Alkmaar. So that was kind of the main reason. That was a week-long academy, and met some great people and great teachers, and organists from everywhere. There was people from Brazil, China, Belgium, Germany, Russia, and Australia.
Russia?
Oh yeah, but he was studying in Germany, so he was allowed to come. Oh, sorry.
That
sorry,
was
listeners.
a fluke.
But I mean, yeah, because organists in Australia don't really get the experience of playing historical instruments, or at least not good ones.
So did you learn historical fingering?
Yes, I got roasted about my lack of historical fingering.
So will you now play your Sway without thumbs?
Yeah, well, pretty much one of the things I learned is like how you keep your hand like in the same position, and then you quickly move it for the next kind of set of notes. So the objective is to keep your hand in the same place for as long as possible. And that was interesting, but it's feels it's hard to kind of make sense out of it in Australia with organs that don't have that kind of action and tuning.
Would you play Bach the same way now? No, you still use thumbs.
I use thumbs, but I am not like doing finger substitution.
Are you
as well.
allowed to use any thumbs in that type of music? What about on sharps and stuff?
Sharps are like the no-no.
Don't
Because
use
when
thumbs.
you use a when you use a thumb on, like, an accidental black note, your whole hand moves forward
Yeah.
because you have to rotate your hand to allow your thumb to reach a black note.
Yeah. Is it my go?
And that's where the danger is, especially for Bach when you're playing scales. You don't want your
Yes.
you don't want your whole hand to be in the wrong place.
Yeah, so the reason you're here today and yesterday was because you played an organ recital today.
Yes, yes.
Tell our listeners what your program was.
So the program consisted of the autonomy improvisation on the Te Deum. And its autonomy improvisations are quite new to me because I've discovered a bit of an interest recently in Catholic music. The autonomy is pretty incredible actually, because it was all transcribed off shoddy old records.
Yeah.
From Duruflé. There's actually a few different transcriptions, but the Duruflé is kind of regarded as the best. And just how like he kind of did it he made like a piece of music out of it. And autonomy's got a very specific language when it comes to improvisation. It's not quite as, I don't know, it's not quite as dissonant as a lot of the French improvisers you hear these days. There's a bit more, I find there's quite a lot of music in his improvising.
How long does a piece like that take to learn?
The autonomy, well, it took me 3 weeks.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, well, that was pretty intense learning.
Yeah. You just focused on that.
But yeah. But the thing is, a lot of it's just big chords.
Yeah.
And then there's only a few bits. It's easy to do whole sessions on like practice sessions. Just spend an hour on like the kind of couple of pages that are really hard. And kind of when you're at the stage, when you're at like this professional stage, it's a lot easier to just focus on that, and then you can pretty much just sight read the rest of it. Or I mean, not sight read, but you don't have to do intense learning.
Yeah. Yep. So Tournamia. Next was the 2 Bachs.
Yeah, so 2 Bachs on Wasserfluss in Babylon, and C major BWV 545. On Wasserfluss is a deceivingly difficult piece. With all those ornaments, it's really hard to stay in time.
Yeah.
And all those 18 Leipzig chorale preludes are really, really difficult. They're like, half of the pieces I would say are similar to like trio sonatas, because there are a lot of really fast ones and 3 or 4 part ones with the cantus firmus somewhere. Anyway, yeah.
In 545, how long that one take to learn?
Not long,
Not long?
actually. But like Orbach, well, not Orbach, but that particular piece, you could sight read it, really.
Yeah.
Maybe not the prelude, but the fugue. But then
The prelude's kind of dangerous.
yeah. But that's the thing about Bach, because you could sight read it when no one's watching, and then
When you're under pressure to play it.
That's when Bach gets you. Bach's just deceivingly easy sometimes. Well, deceivingly difficult.
And then what do you have after that? You had the cantabile from
Oh yeah, what a
Riddle
piece.
6.
Well, well, yes, I'm learning Vidor 6 this semester. And the Cantabile, I'm playing that at my big uni recital at the end of this semester. So I thought I'd learn it first. So I'll have it really under my fingers.
How long did the cantabile take?
That was about 4 days, 5 days.
Of hardcore learning?
Yeah, it was a couple of hours. I didn't actually, admittedly, I didn't really play it that well today. But like, I got away with it. But I mean, the notes are pretty much right. It's just, it could have had more music. Which is the thing about that kind of music, you can learn it very quickly. But to make it really good, it needs time. And like, you just need to be so confident in the notes that you can play the notes whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of good rubato is.
And then you played the Guillemot final.
Yeah, well, that's one of my old party pieces, actually. I've played that for a long, long time.
Does it get any easier each time you play it?
Yeah, it's definitely easier recently. It's partly thanks to just my progression as an organist.
Do you remember what it was like playing it the first time out in public?
Yeah, it was at St Andrew's Cathedral
Were you
in a
nervous?
recital. Yeah, but for some reason I have a weird thing, and a lot of organists do actually, where they perform harder things better under pressure, like in the
There's more at
Guillemot.
stake, probably.
Yeah, well, in the Guillemot, if the listeners don't know, there's there's one page where there's just pedals going up and down the pedal board with like semiquavers in the hands and big chords and stuff.
Awkward jumps.
Like, but for some reason I haven't really made a fool of myself on that page in concert.
I have.
But it's funny how, but I do it all the time and make a fool of myself in private.
Yeah.
But it's like the same with like the opening to the Bach D major, that pedal scale.
Yeah.
Like, I've never fluffed it in a concert, but I fluff it all the time when I'm practicing, even my final practice session before a concert.
Yeah. You play that for a uni assignment, D major?
Yeah, I played that for my final recital last year.
Was it nerve-wracking? Did you start with it?
Yeah.
The very first piece?
Oh gosh, there's quite a story to it actually. I played the opening perfectly.
You sing one of mine?
I did,
You
but
did.
I kind of had to because.
Yeah, tell us about the opening.
No, well, so I played it all perfectly, and turned out there was an issue with the recording thing because my teacher was sick, so I had to record it in the presence of like another tutor.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And and she heard it, but yeah, the recording, there was an issue with it, and there was an issue with the recording system, and so they missed like the whole first half of the prelude.
Oh no! So
And
did you record it?
He never knew if I played it properly. And so yeah, well, the rest of it got recorded, but the start didn't.
Okay. All right, we digressed. Where are we at?
The amount of work that went into it.
Yeah, added in here.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and you had a good turnout. And how did the St. Matthew's crowd respond to you after the recital?
Yeah, they were good. It was a good.
They could have listened to an extra hour.
Yeah, well, one of them said that. That was really nice. It was a nice little audience, and I was just happy to kind of play well. I just like coming to Albury because it's a nice little.
Would you come to Albury if I wasn't in Albury?
Probably. Well, I mean, maybe once, but probably not. Well, because it's nice coming down because I have someone to have a friend as well. It's part of the attraction. It's more than just kind of a gig.
Yeah, now you got to tell us about your Scott Brothers concert.
Scott Brothers Duo. I did hear the Scott Brothers Duo. If they're
Live.
listening, live. They played Mussorgsky on on the
Schnittger.
1724 Schnittger. It was cool, and it was with the silent film as well.
Okay.
I think they did it for a competition or something, or maybe not silent film. Anyway, I can't remember, but it was actually really incredible, yeah. And then I heard them do a piano recital as well, including the A minor 5 Beethoven 543, arranged for four hands by Rager on piano.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I haven't seen. I want to look at that score, see if it's doable. It's by the time this podcast comes out, the video of us playing the duet. What's the piece called?
Albertsberger, I think.
Prelude and Fugue in B flat.
It's a wild
prelude.
piece.
I can't count in the prelude. I just rely on you to rely on your score.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was put together very quickly, so.
Yeah, I only had 2 days to look at it.
Yeah, and I think I've looked at it twice, even though I've only had a couple of weeks. But
That's actually a good duet. I do like it.
you should try the Holst arranged by
Who am I
Quinny.
going to play it with in Albury?
Yeah, but that's like wild. Next time we come to Albury, we can do that.
Well, what part do you play in the Holst?
I play the left hand.
Okay, so I have to learn the primo part again.
Yeah.
Do I have any pedals in my part?
No, the pedals are all me.
That's good.
But the
One
hard
less
thing is the
But you can hear more of the upper parts. That's the problem. And I don't play cleanly.
but the pedals are so hard to get to though. It's like
Is it pedal ad lib?
no, you have to use the pedals. But the pedals are hard because you're sitting on like at the end of the bench.
Yeah, and it's like high up one side.
And with our the concave pedal boards we have, it's like
Yeah, it feels
on the
weird.
left it's like your knees really bent, and
Yeah.
on the right your knees like you're
Your
doing
left
the
foot's really
splits.
bad.
And then you end up touching the person next to you in awkward places. I've only ever done one like really, really good break where I sunk 2 balls.
Have you done any duets before your duet assignments at uni?
Actually, no. I have not.
Tom and I did a lot of duets when he had his gap year.
Who
Did a
did?
Bedar Cat Sweet
Oh,
duet. The
Bedar.
pedals alone. It's actually just a pedal duet.
That's scary.
4 feet. Vetus and Elstra do a lot of duets.
You can do Zoom duets. Duets
No
via
one's sunk
Zoom.
anything, right?
No, yeah, I sunk a stripe.
Okay, so I'm the solids.
Yeah, well, like, it's funny because at the start, the duets are like really fun, and then it becomes a bit of laboring, like, because at the start there's like the thrill of like playing with someone else and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Then
it's
you're
hardcore,
reliant
and then you're just
on-
kind of like, let's just like the other person make mistakes and you get annoyed, or you make mistakes and you get annoyed.
You're not in full control of it.
Yeah. That's the annoying thing.
I don't
yeah.
want to let the other person down. It's vice versa, obviously. If you play well,
I want to let you down there.
well, there'll be a lot of outtakes in that duet video.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Excuse me for the listeners. I'm just
Oh, and
busy cleaning out.
we
pool table.
went to Beechworth today,
Oh yeah, first
the
time.
place of nostalgia for you.
Yeah, well,
Why is it
parents are
nostalgic?
married. Parents are married there. I mean, it was quite. I mean, not emotional because obviously I've
You didn't get
wasn't
married
there,
there.
but like, it was cool though. I'd never been, and it was kind of a bit of a moment, touching moment.
Seeing all the photos at home, and then you have
Yeah, yeah,
actual place.
exactly.
Now you're gonna have to print out one of those photos of you under the
Some
gazebo.
good photos. Yeah, because I got married under the gazebo in a old mental asylum.
Mayday Hills.
Yeah. Pay a visit if you're ever in Beechworth. I wonder where our listeners are from, if we have any listeners.
Alkmaar.
Vetus. It's just Vetus and Graham Twist.
Oh.
Yeah, well, like, you know, if you're listening, give
Yeah,
us a comment.
We went to Beechworth Bakery. Ned Kelly special.
Yeah, that's where Ned Kelly's from.
It's got an
If
egg.
anyone
It's
here
got an egg in
knows
it.
who Ned... It's got a what?
It had an egg in the pie.
Oh, yeah. The Ned Kelly pie. I mean, it wasn't bad, though. It was a good pie.
Bee sting.
Oh, I didn't like that. That was too much cream and white stuff.
Beechworth honey.
That honey and ginger beer was really good. Because this place, Beechworth, is famous for its honey.
And
I
you
don't know.
played Gilmont Sonata at,
Oh,
was it Christchurch? Christchurch Beechworth?
Christchurch Beechworth. Just some tiny one manual.
The first
thing.
time that Organist ever had Gilmont play.
Yeah, well. And I can tell it didn't like it.
It didn't have any reeds.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, would you play the 545 on that?
no.
It's too hard. It's too
No,
hard.
'cause the pedals are just too risky. I mean,
It's too clackety. Like, what makes it difficult to play on that instrument when it's just?
well, I don't know. I just bashed around on it, so I didn't really get the nuanced feel. But like,
It would take a while to get used to that
yeah,
instrument.
and not in a good way. Like some of these big Baroque cathedral organs that I got to play in Europe, weirdly they teach you how to play well,
Yeah.
and they become easier as you play them more.
Oh,
And it's not like they're actually not that hard to play, even though the position of the pedals is really weird,
yeah.
and the pedal board itself is weird. They're actually, once you get a bit of time, they're actually
How
not
many
that
swell
hard.
pedals did you see on your trip?
Swell pedals. Well,
You might have seen a few.
there was the Nicholson in Bergen, outside of Alkmaar.
Random Australian.
There's a
looking organ.
random English parish church organ. But it was incredible. The sound was so good,
Yeah.
and it was a big acoustic and big organ, just like big English like church organ. Like not
The
a
trigger
cathedral
swell.
organ, but yeah, the trigger swell and everything. Yeah, I mean it was great fun. I was in my element playing that.
Yeah.
Wonder if Graham can hear the background music. Anyway, we've been talking a lot about me, but this isn't an interview of me.
It's not an interview.
There's a two-way conversation. It takes two to tango, James. So, what have you been up to? How's the wife and kids?
What am I up to? Yeah, they're all good. The car battery.
Oh,
got
yeah, your
flat.
car broke down.
Because one of the kids left the interior lights on.
So what was
so
the punishment? They keep
called-
just giving a smack.
Called the NRMA. I've always wanted to do this.
Can you actually see the slit
Yes,
back there?
I saw the slit. It was a
It
perfect
actually
opportunity.
is pretty funny, isn't it? Oh, God.
The card declined.
So you take that card out. It's like, you're not done with your Coke yet.
Yeah, so the NRMA came over and jump started it, and I had to take it for a 30-minute drive after I just drove to Beechworth and back.
Should have just driven to the snow. You're making a bit of a comeback here, man.
I'm going to bounce it. Yeah, I'm playing in Barrel next week.
Yeah.
Playing the St. Anne, your favourite Bach Prelude and Fugue.
Yeah, least favourite Bach.
The Boelman Suite Gothique.
Oh,
And Graham Twist's Jubilee March, which he dedicated to me.
the Jubilee March.
Jubilee March.
The Jiggly March.
Jubilee.
Jiggly.
Jiggly March.
Graham Twist
that's
Jiggly
it.
March.
That's it.
I think Graham Twist might be the greatest living composer.
The ultimate game.
It is.
Graham, if you're listening, we want to hear your rendition of the 546. I know he plays it because he's in the process of recording it for YouTube.
Oh, which one's the
The
546?
C minor.
Oh, C minor. Yeah.
Do you
Give us
play
a
the C
listen.
minor?
Nah.
What's
Can't play
the next big Bach on your list?
Well, feel like I've only been playing the A minor for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But
What would you want to look after? What would you want to look into after the A minor?
maybe next year I'll do the Passacaglia and C minor. Or maybe one of the Vivaldi concertos. Maybe the D minor. Vivaldi.
Okay. I like them all. I don't know what to choose. G major's too easy. It's the
fugue is
cop out
hard.
one.
The fugue is hard. Unpopular opinion.
A minor. A minor's overplayed.
There's a reason why the G major is like the audition piece for every organ scholarship in the UK.
Yeah.
Like,
It's too short.
yeah, I mean, like not every organ scholarship, but a fair chunk.
Ooh.
Well, famously, the Westminster Abbey organ scholarship, the only Bach is just the prelude of
G major.
the G major, because it catches people out under pressure.
It's just a single voice at the start.
Yeah, but it catches people out.
I should do a video of the opening to the G major, the worst rendition ever.
Ya da da da, ya da 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 da.
Not just, no wrong notes, just really bad phrasing.
Rubato, legato, rubato. Oh gosh, here we go again.
Yeah, I still haven't decided on my next big Bach.
G minor.
The Fantasia and Fugue.
I reckon that's the hardest apart from the Passacaglia fugue.
Yeah,
Rubbish.
tell us about St James's organ coming out and what you're replacing it with at the moment.
Yeah, big news. So we've got St James King Street, where I am organ scholar, has historically has a bad history with organs, and our current organ is pretty much falling apart. But St James is one of the major musical centres in Sydney, and we are acquiring a Dobson, which will be installed in July next year for our Patronal Festival. And
That's pretty quick.
it's very quick after the fire. So if you don't know, there was a big fire at the Dobson factory.
That delayed the Dobson.
So the Dobson was meant to be installed last month, but there was a fire, so that didn't happen. So anyway, the current organ will be removed. The current organ will be removed in November. So we're going to have 8 months with a 3-manual Hauptwerk organ.
What sample set?
No, so all the
Hereford.
Hauptwerk enthusiasts out there. Hereford.
Salisbury.
No, not Hereford. Salisbury. And Cairn.
Salisbury's really wet.
I like it though. Hereford's too soft and loud.
You can, yeah, I suppose. I have played with Salisbury, but I don't own it.
Yeah, Salisbury's. I liked Salisbury.
So did the person that you got the organ from, did they sell the computer with it as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
The
that's
We've got
awesome.
the monitor, and everything is on it. So it's it's pretty much ready to go. But I think we're gonna buy some better speakers because it's gonna be 8 months. It's gonna be Christmas and an Easter with
Yeah,
that.
you need some decent speakers set up.
Yeah. And St James is kind
Just
of a
give everyone
medium-sized
headphones.
building.
Be silent,
Like silent
silent
disco.
disco.
Anyway, but we're excited. The new organ's just been delivered to St James, and myself and the organist have been kind of playing around with it. It's exciting, and it's also I mean, not so much the whole work is exciting, but exciting that the new organ is finally happening.
Everyone's going to want their hands on and have a go of it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm excited to be organ scholar when it goes in, because I can let people I like in on it.
Will I be allowed on?
And then, no, I'm kidding. You can be allowed. Maybe I should do a thing like, on the podcast. You know, if you give me $100, I'll give you 10 minutes.
10 minutes on the organ.
It would be very in demand though, so I won't have the luxury that I have now of just being able to go and practice whenever I want.
Will be in demand.
Because the organ will be in demand, and there'll be international organists coming and playing. Yeah, if it's any good, sample it, which it will be.
Who's going to be the opening recitalist?
Actually, I shouldn't
Martin
say because
Baker.
it's not it's set in stone yet.
Will it be
Martin Baker would be great.
Jonathan Scott?
It will not be Jonathan Scott. Well, no, it's meant to be.
Will it be Oliver Latry?
Yeah.
Thomas Hospital?
Toma, I could get Toma out to open it, but he will charge a huge amount.
Fraser Gartshaw.
What about Fraser? What about Graham Twist?
Graham Twist.
Prove he's a real person. Prove his see Graham in the flesh. I reckon people would fly all over the world to hear
You
him
should have
play.
caught up with Graham when you went over to London.
I didn't know if he lived in London or not.
No, he lives, I can't remember where he lives, but he's...
I reckon he lives
Yeah.
in like Surrey. Or
Graham, where do you live? Please leave your address in
maybe
the
he
comments.
lives somewhere really posh like Cheshire or Chelsea.
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
There you go. You got one in. That was just a slam. I've just been playing pool too much lately that I can... Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I've just been playing so much lately.
You got a big day tomorrow.
I do have a huge day.
What have you got? You get
I'm
to wake up
flying
early?
out 6:30. Then then I have
Have a lesson or something?
yes, I get to Sydney at 8. Then it's straight. No, I'll go to St James. I can practice from 8:30 till 9:45.
Yeah.
Then I'll get on a plane.
A plane?
It's a plane. What?
Plane?
Walk to the con.
Yeah.
I'll be at the con from 10 till 1, and I have 2 assessments at the con, but in that time. And then I have evensong in the evening, and I have rehearsal after evensong. And then we go to the
What's the
pub.
rehearsal for?
Rehearsal's just for Sunday. Music on Sunday.
How long does
Playing a
rehearsal
big-
usually go for?
Just an hour. Playing a big canticle setting for evensong on Sunday by Kenneth Layton.
And the
Mortal
pub.
in Service. And the what?
The pub.
The pub after, yeah.
Which pub is it?
The Art House Hotel, mate, of course.
Do they serve good food there too?
Food is good there, actually. It's expensive, though. It's quite a nice pub.
But the art house has got too loud music. Can't hear
Well,
anything.
they had live music on there recently, which is a disgrace.
Should all go to the revolving restaurant, all you can eat.
Every week. Wait, you haven't been to the Art House, have you?
We went there when I went. When we went to after the revolving restaurant, we ducked
Oh
in there.
yeah, we
for
did
a
go in
beer.
there, actually, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about my program for the barrel
Yeah, we've planned out your program. We planned out your... You had to do an impromptu recital because of COVID.
Yeah. How good is COVID? Got $1,000
COVID
out
was
of that.
still... COVID was still a big thing back in March.
Oh, really? Was
it? Well,
I mean, people still get it. I don't know. I've just blocked COVID out of my mind for the last year now.
you had to wear a mask on the plane still.
Yeah. Which is a bit silly for regional flying, I think. I don't know.
Did you
Sure,
ever
shouldn't voice my
international flight?
opinions. I did on the Asian Airlines. So when I was flying Singapore, I did. But when you're on the European Airlines, you don't have to wear them. So on Swiss Air, I didn't have to wear one.
Like, everyone's cooped up in a plane. What's the mask going to do? You're going to take it off when you're going to eat or drink anyway.
Yeah.
What is it going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, well, my issue... Well, actually, you know, it's really not that much of a nuisance wearing it when you're, like, sleeping and stuff. But
Yeah.
you'd just rather not wear one because it's uncomfortable. You know.
Did you have to show any evidence of vaccination when you went overseas?
I did actually, to get into the Netherlands, I had to show vaccination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they accept your... Well, obviously they did.
Yeah, you
But
get your international certificate.
Did you download your international one from MyGov?
They literally, you could easily get through with fake. They just like,
Look at
they
it.
kind of just take a glance and then, okay. So like a passport where they swipe it. That's my shot, mate.
Did I get two? No. I can't remember. Do you know what the goal is? It's not money. It's freedom.
Yeah.
It's freedom to do what you want when you want to do it.
Yeah. No, it's good. You got it all sorted out, mate.
Some people, I know, you can be
You've got a happy family, you've got a good job, and then you have enough kind of money and time to do
yeah.
your hobbies.
You know, people that earn heaps of money, but they're just stuck at their jobs all the time.
Yeah.
I'd rather have more time.
Well, I
to do what you want.
have that. Well, I don't earn heaps of money, but I am stuck at my job all the time. But fortunately, it's a job I really love doing. So, playing the organ, how good is it? Oh, come on. I thought the more times it bounces between it, the more chance I'd have of hitting.
Yeah, tell our listeners what we had for dinner tonight.
Oh, all you can eat Japanese. What a time.
You had ice cream, then you went back for...
Oh, it took so long to bring out my extra noodle course. I had to start my dessert. And then when I was halfway through the ice cream, the noodles came.
Yeah.
It's just the most unsatisfying thing. I hate mixing food.
Yeah, tell them
It's
about
like,
when I was having the pie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, James, absolute catastrophe today. James, he finishes his minced meat pie, and then he proceeds his little tray that the pie was on, covered in minced meat, proceeds to put this sweet, like cream and honey donut onto that meaty tray and eats it with his knife and fork covered in mince.
It's not going to go in the same place anyway.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about the taste.
Yeah.
And that just ruins the taste and the hygiene of that situation.
You couldn't bear to look at it.
No. And you just lost that game of pool, my man.
You couldn't bear to look at me eating that off
I
the...
genuinely couldn't. I was going to throw up.
Was it really that bad?
It was so bad,
I'll
man.
have to put that in mind next time I'm eating, that I don't do that when you're around.
Well, on that note, good game.
Good game, and goodbye.
Yeah, well,
Goodbye to our listeners.
goodbye. Until next time. And it's these things few and far between, so it's a special occasion.
Yeah.
But you know, hi to Vitas, hi to Graham, and hi to anyone
Fraser.
else who's made it this
Fraser.
far. Fraser. Richard McVeigh, all the YouTube people.
Scott Brothers.
Anna Lapwood.
Gert.
If anyone's made it this far.
All right.
Oh. Farewell. Shalom.